Need me to. Y'all don't want to hear me up here the whole time.
Yeah, food.
Is that right, Will?
You should go over the ones I've drafted.
Alright, so let's go over number 1.
Number 3.
Now, if you guys want to circle these, number 1,
5.
number 2,
5.
Willie, let me do this.
5.
1, 2, and 7 are all the same type problem. So, I'm going to help you with number 1 and get you started on number 7, and then maybe you guys can do number 2 by yourself. 1, 2, and 7 are all the same kind. Now, you should know how to do it. We just went over this stuff. Make sure it's rolling. All right, so how do we find the V8? We just did this.
Positive 2.
Good. Set the bottom equal to 0, and it will be positive 2. That's where your dotted line goes. Positive 2.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to do it without numbers.
Y'all stop you whining. I did a great job on that worksheet.
It says 2020 at the top.
I made it 2020.
You haven't updated it since?
It's so good the first time I made it. It stands the test of time.
I think it
That was a picture I used to do like 2012. I forgot who it was.
It's a good worksheet to last that long. All right, so Kellen, what do we do on the HA if the bottom's got an X but the top don't?
It's just 0.
It's just 0.
Good job.
Y'all got
You
this.
need to start testing them and then they struggle with them tests.
He's lying.
Emma's not struggling. Emma, how do we pick our 4 numbers to plug in? You remember?
2 on the right,
2 on the right,
2 on the left.
2 on the left. So we're going to plug in 3 and 4, 0 and 1. 0 and 1, 3 and 4. All right, you guys finish it?
Really? Really, man? You gotta watch the mouth. Card.
Everybody good on number 1?
I want to do these.
Pretty good. All right, next one. Let's do this one. And you guys could probably do this by yourself, but I want to make sure you guys know what to do when it's got 2 parentheses on the bottom. Go ahead, Jason. Kelly. Do them both. Jason says x plus 1 equals 0 and x minus 1. Jason, what's my answer on the first one? Answer on the second. Good. So y'all got a dotted line at positive 1 and at negative 1.
I wouldn't look at her card.
Kellen hadn't missed anything. Y'all tell the story over there. Allie, what's my answer for the horizontal if I don't have an X on the top, Allie? 0. All right, Casey, give me 4 numbers I can plug in on number 2. All right, so Casey, how do I pick my 4 numbers? 2 to the right, 2 to the left. So we're going to plug in 2 and 3, negative 2 and negative 3. 2 and 3, negative 2 and negative 3. What about for the middle?
0.
Why? It's the only number. It just plug in what's right in the middle.
In there like.
All right, y'all go ahead. All right, so let's see if you guys remember this. Kellen, explain to them when you got an X on top and bottom.
It's going to be 1.
Why is it going to be 1?
Because it's
1 divided by 1.
Right, it's 1 divided by 1. So that's what you do when you got an X on both sides. So I go to 1 right here. And then from there, you guys know how to plug in your 4 points. So we're going to plug in negative 2 and negative 1. We're going to plug in negative 4 and negative 5. All right, I'm going to give y'all a minute to work on number 3. Finish that. Then I'm going to show you number 5 and number 8. And then I'm going to stop and let y'all finish the rest of them. All right, we got a fact at the top. So, how do we fact at the top on this one, Nathan? Nathan Wilson? 1. First, it's always going to be x and x, right? All right, Nathan says 1 times 1. Now, What do my signs have to be, the same or different?
One of them got to say.
Let's think about it. They've got to, if you multiply them, you got to get positive 1, and if you add them, you got to get negative 2. Well, the only way I can get negative 2 is if I have negative 1 plus negative 1. Is that going to be okay? Yep, because a negative times a negative will give you a positive. All right, so the question they had in the first block, and I just heard Nathan ask it on this one, all 3 of them, guys, are x minus 1. So can you mark out all of them? Nope. You can only mark out, Jason, 1 off the bottom with 1 off the top. So we're going to bring down y equals x minus 1. And y'all graph that to make your line. Go ahead and graph it, and then we'll figure out where the hole goes.
All right.
This is good stuff, Will.
I think it's best says easy.
We're doing this next year at college, saying, man, this is easy now because Coach Aaron showed me how to do this.
I ain't going to college.
You ain't gonna go there.
Oh, you're not going to college? I thought you go to college.
Yep, start off with down 1. All right, so we start a graph, Ariana, right here at minus 1 because I had a minus 1 as my y-intercept. Now, since this is a positive 1, I got to go up 1 over 1. Hey, what if that was 3x minus 1? What if that was a positive 3 right there? I would go up 3 over 1, right?
Wait, where's the positive?
All right, there's a positive 1 right here, Kelly. So that means my rise over run is up 1 over 1.
There's your hole.
So if it's x minus 2.
All right, so Schumann, how do I figure out where the hole goes?
Oh, you just take the bottom one.
Take the bottom one because you crossed out the bottom. Schumann says take the bottom one, set it equal to 0. So when you move it over, it's 1. So the hole is at 1 on the x-axis. Go to 1. The whole dot's already there. Line, line. All right, so you guys have about 15 minutes to finish this up. Y'all can finish it up on your own time. If you don't finish in class, y'all can help each other. Which one we're looking at?
What's the riser?
I know how
All
to
right, so you marked out your x plus 4, so you go down negative 2, put a point, and since it's got a 1 in front of the x, Kellen, that's up 1 over 1. Kellen, you might have to ask Alex some questions.
Never in my life.
All right, I'll be right.